हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल। और आज की इस वीडियो में हम लोग देखने जा रहे हैं टॉप 50 इंपॉर्टेंट ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम एमसीक्यूज जो कंप्यूटर से रिलेटेड सभी कॉम्पिटेटिव एग्जाम्स में पूछे जाते हैं। तो फ्रेंड्स, वीडियो में आगे बढ़ने से पहले अगर आप चैनल पर नए हैं और चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किए तो प्लीज़ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लें, और अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगे तो वीडियो को ज़रूर लाइक करें और अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर करना ना भूलें। तो आइए शुरू करते हैं। तो हमारा फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है कि व्हाट इज़ ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम। तो हमारा फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है कि इंटरफेस बिटवीन द हार्डवेयर एंड द एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्राम, एंड ऑप्शन बी इज कलेक्शन ऑफ प्रोग्राम दैट मैनेजेस हार्डवेयर रिसोर्सेज, ऑप्शन सी इज सिस्टम सर्विस प्रोवाइडर टू द एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्राम, एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑल ऑफ द अबव। तो बेसिकली इसका राइट ऑप्शन हो जाएगा ऑप्शन डी, दैट इज ऑल ऑफ द अबव। क्वेश्चन सेकंड है कि व्हाट इज द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ द कमांड इंटरप्रेटर। तो हमारे ऑप्शंस हैं कि टू प्रोवाइड द इंटरफेसेस बिटवीन द एपीआई एंड द एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्राम्स, and option B is to handle the files in the operating system. Option C is to get and execute the next user specified command, and last option is none of these. So basically, to get and execute the next user specified command is the main function of command interpreter. So option C is the correct answer. थर्ड क्वेश्चन है कि इन ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज आर द सीपीयू शेड्यूलिंग एल्गोरिदम। तो हमारे ऑप्शंस हैं, फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इज प्रायोरिटी, ऑप्शन बी इज राउंड रॉबिन, ऑप्शन सी इज शॉर्टेस्ट जॉब फर्स्ट, एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑल ऑफ द अबव। तो बेसिकली these all three are considered as the CPU scheduling algorithm. That's why option D is the correct one, all of the above. फोर्थ क्वेश्चन है कि व्हाट वेयर इज द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम प्लेस्ड इन द मेमोरी। तो हमारे ऑप्शंस हैं कि आइदर लो और हाई मेमोरी, ऑप्शन बी इज इन द लो मेमोरी, ऑप्शन सी इज इन द हाई मेमोरी, एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन इज नॉन ऑफ दीज। तो बेसिकली ऑप्शन ए is the right answer. Operating system placed either in the low memory or as well as in the high memory. So option A is the correct answer. Fifth question, कि to access the services of the operating system, the interface is provided by। तो हमारे ऑप्शंस हैं, फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इज लाइब्रेरी, ऑप्शन बी इज सिस्टम कॉल्स, ऑप्शन सी इज असेंबली इंस्ट्रक्शन, एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन इज एपीआई। तो to access the services of operating system, the interface is provided by the system call. Option B is the correct answer. Option question 6 is what does OS X has? So OS X is also called as a Mac OS X. So our options is, first option is monolithic kernel with module. Option B is microkernel. Option C is monolithic kernel, and last option is hybrid kernel. So basically, OS X has a hybrid kernel. So option D is the correct answer. Let's move on to the seventh question. Ki if a process fails, most operating system writes the error information to a. First option is ki a new log file, and option B is another running process, and option C is log file. Last option is none of the above. So basically option C is the correct answer, log file. So whenever a process gets failed, then most of the operating system writes the error information to a log file. So option C is the correct answer. Our eighth question is when a process is in a blocked state waiting for some IO service, and when the service is completed, then it goes to which state? So when a process is in block state waiting for some IO operation, then when that IO operation gets completed, then it goes to the ready state. So our fourth option, ready state, is the correct answer. Let's move on to the ninth question. So the operating system keeps a small table containing the information about all the open files called dash. So our options are file table, option B is directory table, option C is open file table, and last option is system table. So basically, to contain all the information related to the open files, we use open file table. So option C is the correct answer. Our 10th question is the operating system keeps a small table containing information about all the open files called. So this is again the same question. File table, directory table, option C is open file table, and last option is system table. So option C is the correct answer, open file table. 11th question, ki which of the following is not a feature of Unix? So the question is asking about the feature of Unix, but in this question it is like we have to tell which is not a feature of Unix. So first option is multitasking, and option B is multi-user. Third option is portability, and last option is easy to use. So Unix is a Unix contains a rich set of commands. So it is like someone who has a good concept and needs some uh, good commitment to understand particular that subject. So it is like not easy to understand and it is not easy. So option fourth is the correct answer. 12th question is, which of the following does not belong to the queues for the processes? So our options are job queue, option B is PCB queue, and option C is device queue, and last option is ready queue. So basically, PCB queue is does not belong to any of the queues for the processes, and PCB stands for process control block, which contains information related to the processes. So option B is the correct answer. 13th question is, what is the long term scheduler? So there are basically three schedulers in operating system. First one is long term scheduler, option B is next one is middle term scheduler, and last one is short term scheduler. So in this question it is asking about the long term scheduler. So our first option is it selects processes which been brought in the ready queue, and option B is it selects the processes which have to be executed next and allocate CPU. Option C is it selects processes which have to remove from memory by swapping, and last option is none of the above. So basically term scheduler selects the processes which has to be brought in the ready queue. So option A is the correct option. Let's move on to the 14th question. In a time sharing operating system, when the time slot given to a process is completed, the process goes from running state to which state? So you all know that when a process is allocated inside the memory or inside the CPU, then every process gets some time allotment, gets some time to execute their whole process. So when that time slot of a process is completed, then that process goes from ready state to which state? So basically our first option is blocked state, option B is ready state, and option C is suspended state, last option is terminated state. तो बेसिकली इसका राइट ऑप्शन हो जाएगा ऑप्शन बी, दैट इज रेडी स्टेट. 15th क्वेश्चन है कि which of the following need not necessarily be saved on a context switch between processes? So first option is general purpose register, option B is translation look aside buffer, option C is program counter, and last option is all the above. So basically, translation aside buffer is does not necessarily be saved on a context switch between processes. 16th question है कि which of the following does not interrupt a running process? रनिंग प्रोसेस को कौन सी ऐसी चीज है जो इंटरप्ट नहीं करती? तो हमारा फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है कि अ डिवाइस, ऑप्शन बी इज अ टाइमर, ऑप्शन सी इज अ शेड्यूलर प्रोसेस, एंड ऑप्शन डी इज power failure. So scheduler process are the ones that does not interpret a running process. So option C is the correct answer. 17th question. The time interval from a time of submission of a process to the time of completion is termed as dash. So we need to tell the time interval from a time of submission of a process to a time of completion is known as. So first option is waiting time, option B is turnaround time, option C is response time, last option is throughput. So basically, turnaround time is the time interval from a time of submission of a process to the time of completion. So option B is the correct answer. Our 18th question, which scheduling algorithm allocates the CPU first to the process that requests the CPU first? So first option is FCFS scheduling, option B is shortest job scheduling, option C is priority scheduling, last option is none of the above. So basically FCFS, first come first serve, is the right answer, which allocates the CPU first to the process that requests the CPU first. So option A is the correct answer. 19th question. In a priority scheduling algorithm, when a process arrives at the ready queue, its priority is compared with the priority of dash. So when a process arrives at the ready queue, its priority is compared with the priority of currently running process. So option B is the correct answer. 20th question is कि if a process is executing in its critical section, then no other processes can be executing in their critical section. Then what is the condition called? So first option is mutual exclusion, option B is critical exclusion, option C is synchronous exclusion, last option is asynchronous exclusion. So basically mutual exclusion is the correct answer, and mutual exclusion can be defined as if a process is executing in the critical section, then no other processes can be executing in their critical section. So option A is the correct answer. Our 21st question is a situation where several processes access and manipulate the same data concurrently, and the outcome of the execution depends on the particular order in which the access takes place is called. So first option is data consistency, option B is race condition, and option C is aging, last option is starvation. So basically race condition is the correct answer. Race condition is a situation, is an phenomena where several processes access and manipulate the same data concurrently, and the outcome of the execution depend on the order in which the access takes place. So option B is the correct answer. Let's move on to the 22 question ki which of the following condition must be satisfied to solve the critical section problem. So we need to tell what are the conditions that must be satisfied to solve the critical section problem. So our first option is mutual exclusion, option B is bounded waiting, and option C is progress, and last option is all the above. So basically these all three are the condition that must be fulfilled and that must be satisfied to solve the critical section problem. So all the above are correct. Next question is semaphore is dash to solve the critical section problem. So our first option is hardware for a system, and option B is special program for a system. Option C is integer variable. Last option is none of the above. So basically semaphore is an integer variable. Next question is कि the signal operation of a semaphore basically works on the basis dash system call. So signal operation in semaphore refers to the wake up system call that increments the value of mutex. Next question is which of the following condition is required for a deadlock to be possible? So our options are first option is mutual exclusion, option B is a process may hold allocated resources while awaiting assignment of other resources. Option C is no resources can be forcibly removed from a process holding it. And last option is all the above. So all the above are the correct answer. Mutual exclusion as well as hold and wait as well as the non-preemption condition need to be true to make a problem called in a deadlock state. So all are correct. Our 26th question is which of the following is a deadlock avoidance algorithm? So deadlock avoidance algorithm is the banker's algorithm. So option A is the correct answer. 27th question is which of the following is the address generated by CPU? So the CPU, the address generated by CPU is called as logical address. So option C is the correct answer. 28th question is operating system maintains the page table for. So first option is for each process, option B is for each thread, option C is for each instruction, and last option is for each address. So operating system maintains page table for each processes. So option A is the correct answer. So फ्रेंड्स अगर आप अभी तक वीडियो में बने हुए हो और अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लग रही है तो वीडियो को प्लीज़ लाइक करें, और अगर आपने चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो प्लीज़ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लें. Friends, let's move on to the 29th question. So 29th question is in a context of operating system, which of the following defines compaction? So first option is a technique for overcoming internal fragmentation. Option B is a paging technique. Option C is a technique for overcoming external fragmentation. And last option is a technique for overcoming fatal error. So basically, compaction is a technique that is used to overcome the external fragmentation problems. So option C is correct. Our 30 question is when the entries in the segment table of two different processes point to the same physical location, then that is known as. So our first option is the segment are invalid. Option B is the processes get blocked. Option C is the segments are shared. And last option is all of the mentioned. So when the entries in the segment table of two different processes point to the same memory location, then that is known as the shared segments. So segments are shared then and then the entries of in the segment table of two different processes point to the same physical location. So option C is the correct answer. Segments are shared. 31st question is key in a segmentation each addresses is specified by dash. So first option is a segment, a number and a offset, and option B is an offset and a value. Option C is a value and segment value, and last option is a key and value. So basically each address in segmentation is specified by a segment number and a segment offset. 32 question कि व्हाट आर द टू काइंड्स ऑफ सेमाफोर। तो सेमाफोर के हमें दो टाइप का नाम बताना है। तो हमारा फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है म्यूटेक्स एंड काउंटिंग। ऑप्शन बी इज बाइनरी एंड काउंटिंग। ऑप्शन सी इज काउंटिंग एंड डेसिमल एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन इज decimal and binary. So basically semaphore are classified into two types. One is binary semaphore and second one is counting semaphore. Let's move on to the next question. If virtual memory is normally implemented by, so virtual memory is normally implemented by dynamic paging or buses or virtualization and all of the above. So our correct answer is all of the above. Basically virtual memory is normally implemented by demand paging as well as buses as well as virtualization. 34th question is a page fault occurs when. So first option is a page gives consistent data. Option B is a page cannot be accessed due to its absence from the memory. And option C is a page is invisible. And last option is all of the above. So when a page cannot be accessed due to absence from memory, then and then that process is called as page fault. So option B is correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. A process is thrashing if dash. So our options are it is spending more time paging than executing. Option B is it is spending less time paging than executing. Option C is page fault occur, and last option is swapping cannot take place. So basically, it is spending more time in paging than in executing. So that process is known as thrashing. 36th question. Which algorithm chooses the page that has not been used for longest period of time whenever the page required to be replaced? So our options are first option is first in first out algorithm. Option B is additional reference bit algorithm. Option C is least recently used algorithm. Last option is counting based page replacement algorithm. So basically the correct answer is option C, that is list recently used algorithm is the one that chooses the pages that has not been used for the longest period of time, and then that page will get replaced from main memory to secondary memory, and that result the memory get space inside the RAM or inside the primary memory. Our next question is ki, what are the two steps of process execution? So first option is IO burst, IO and OS burst. Option C is CPU and IO burst. Option C is memory and IO burst. And last option is OS and memory burst. So option B is the correct answer, CPU and IO burst. 37 eighth question is what is the full form of FAT? So FAT stands for file allocation table. 39th question is when you delete a file in your computer, where does it go? So when we delete a file in our computer, then it goes to recycle bin. So option A is the correct recycle bin. Our 40th question is which of the following is a single user operating system? So MS-DOS is termed as MS-DOS is a type of single user operating system. So option C is the correct answer. 41 क्वेश्चन है कि विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट अ एप्लीकेशन सॉफ्टवेयर। तो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इज विंडोज 7, ऑप्शन बी इज वर्ड पैड, ऑप्शन सी इज फोटोशॉप एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन इज MS Excel। So basically Windows 7 is an operating system, that's why it is an example of system software. And next one is WordPad, then we have Photoshop, and last option is MS Excel. So these three are the example of application software. So option A is the correct answer. Option A is an example of system software. So Windows 7 is the correct answer. Next question is which of the following can block the running process? So our options are first option is fog, option B is read, last option third option is down, and last option is all of the above. So all these are the commands that can block the running process. So all of the above is the correct answer. 43 क्वेश्चन है कि विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज अ सिस्टम सॉफ्टवेयर। सो इस क्वेश्चन में हमें सिस्टम सॉफ्टवेयर बताना है। तो हमारा फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, ऑप्शन बी इज कंपाइलर, ऑप्शन सी इज यूटिलिटी, लास्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑल ऑफ द अबव। सो ऑल ऑफ द अबव इज द करेक्ट आंसर। दीज थ्री आर categorized inside the system software. So all of the above are the correct answer. Next question is which of the following operating system runs on the server? So we have to tell which type of operating system runs on the server. So our first option is operating system, option B is distributed operating system, option C is real time operating system, and last option is network operating system. So network operating system is the one that runs on the server. So option D is correct. 45th question, see which of the following scheduling algorithm is non preemptive scheduling? इनमें से कौन सा शेड्यूलिंग एल्गोरिदम है जो कि नॉन प्रिएम्प्टिव शेड्यूलिंग की कैटेगरी में लाई करता है? तो हमारा फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है SJF शेड्यूलिंग, ऑप्शन बी इज राउंड रॉबिन शेड्यूलिंग, एंड थर्ड ऑप्शन इज SRTF शेड्यूलिंग, एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन इज none of these. So basically SJF and round robin scheduling are the type of preemptive scheduling, and option C SRTF scheduling is an example of non preemptive scheduling. So option C is correct. Next question is which of the following method is used to improve the main memory utilization? So to improve the main memory utilization, we use swapping. So swapping is the correct answer. 47th question is which of the following operating system requires a command to run? सो इनमें से कौन सा ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है जिसको रन करने के लिए हमें कमांड की जरूरत होती है? तो हमारा फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है काली लिनक्स, एंड ऑप्शन बी इज विंडोज, ऑप्शन सी इज मैक ओएस, एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन इज नॉन ऑफ दीज। सो काली लिनक्स इज द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम दैट रिक्वायर्स अ कमांड टू रन। 48th क्वेश्चन है कि विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग मेथड इज यूज टू प्रिवेंट थ्रेड्स और प्रोसेसेस फ्रॉम एक्सेसिंग अ सिंगल रिसोर्स? सो हमारे ऑप्शन हैं पीसीबी, ऑप्शन B is semaphore, option C is job scheduler, and last option is non-contiguous memory allocation. So basically इसका correct option हो जाएगा job scheduler. Next question is कि which of the following file system is supported by the Windows OS? So इनमें से कौन सा फाइल सिस्टम Windows OS में सपोर्ट करता है? तो हमारा फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है NTFS, न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी फाइल सिस्टम, ऑप्शन बी इज FAT32, एंड थर्ड ऑप्शन इज XFAT, and last option is all of the above. So all these three are supported by the Windows operating system. So all of the above are correct. और आज का हमारा लास्ट क्वेश्चन है कि व्हाट इज द मीन ऑफ बूटिंग इन ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम? सो बूटिंग का मतलब क्या होता है ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में? तो हमारा फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है रीस्टार्टिंग कंप्यूटर, ऑप्शन बी इज इंस्टॉल द कंप्यूटर, ऑप्शन सी इज टू स्कैन, लास्ट ऑप्शन इज टू टर्न ऑफ। सो बूटिंग मीन्स टू रीस्टार्ट द कंप्यूटर। सो ऑप्शन ए इज द करेक्ट आंसर। सो फ्रेंड्स ये थे कुछ 50 इंपॉर्टेंट ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम एमसीक्यूज, एंड आई होप कि आपने ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन को करेक्ट किया होगा। तो फ्रेंड्स प्लीज डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू शेयर योर स्कोर्स इन द कमेंट सेक्शन। एंड फ्रेंड्स फिर मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए बाय एंड थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग। और अगर आपने चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो प्लीज चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर